Hey everyone, it's Midnight Spectre, and today I have some more dark secrets of Reddit, but this time there's actually some pretty wholesome ones. So I hope everyone remembers to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for next week's video. My brother brought chickens as his little organic farm was struggling. I suggested an honesty box for the excess eggs. He spent hours making his own little red barn-shaped honesty box. Eggs went on sale. Crickets. Not much business at all. He was so defeated. All of a sudden, once a week, someone now calls to buy all of his stock. Could be 10 to 12 boxes of eggs. That someone is me. I buy the eggs. That's really sweet of this Redditor. I've always dreamed of anonymously doing something like this for someone just to make their day. I couldn't imagine what someone would do with 10 to 12 boxes of eggs, especially if there's a dozen in each box. That's over 100 eggs. Funny story about eggs that may be kind of gross, but I may have mentioned this before. But I once took LSD, and I started to have a bad trip because I was watching something about eggs online, and I started to feel so guilty about eating eggs, even though I didn't like eating eggs, because one time I found a hair embedded into a hard-boiled egg, and because of that, I was just thinking about how life comes from an egg, and I had a mini panic attack over eating eggs, and I thought about raising my own chickens or quails to help offset some of the quote-unquote debt I had accrued by eating chicken eggs, but I didn't know what I would do with the eggs that they would end up laying, so I just went into a negative feedback loop until I went to try to go back to sleep. The big secret is I'm a middle-class heroin addict for 30 years. I started dating a man I met online recently and haven't told him. The problem is, after shooting dope all these years, I'm pretty bag beat. I have some horrendous scars that aren't visible until I'm naked. This man is pretty comfortable financially, and I'm worried if I tell him I won't be able to convince him not some junkie gold digger. I haven't used heroin since 2010, I've been off methadone since 2017. Geez, this one's kind of scary. I remember hearing about this one Redditor named Spontaneous H or something like that who just decided to try heroin on a whim and ended up royally ruining his life. However, from the last videos I've seen on the topic, they seem to be getting their life back on track, which is wonderful to hear about, and I hope this person is also getting their life back on track too. I have rented a bouncy house water slide for my wife's 39th birthday. She has no idea. I hope this Redditor's wife is okay with the idea of having a bouncy water slide for their birthday. I mean, I'm sure that they are, because this is kind of a huge commitment to rent something like that, because you've got to have the space to put something up like that, and you've got to pay to rent the thing out itself. I've always hated those things growing up because they'd always be at every birthday party or kid event, and they always smell like feet, and they would fill you up on cake and hot dogs and stuff like that, and expect you to jump around in it, when I would get motion sick very easily. Surprisingly, I don't get motion sick from driving or riding in a car, but I also heard that falling asleep while riding in a car is a form of motion sickness. I told my best friend I won a holiday in a raffle and wanted her to come along free of charge. We stayed in a nice hostel. We did lots of fun activities. I paid for it all with a prepaid credit card from the raffle. I didn't win anything. I booked it all myself and paid for everything for her because she deserved a break, and I knew she couldn't afford it, nor would she accept me paying for her. I would do it 10 times over. She deserves the absolute world. This is something I also dream about doing one day, although I'm guilty to say I'd probably end up getting more out of it because I haven't been on an honest-to-goodness vacation in years. Most of the places I work didn't really have vacation time that would be worth any sort of trip because maybe you get a few days a year at most. But now my job I can actually have a vacation time and go and take a vacation of some sort, but I have no idea where I'd go. Every day I fantasize about cashing everything in I own, leaving and creating a new life for myself somewhere else. Like a complete reinvention. You know, I dream about that too sometimes. I often wonder what I would get in terms of money if I decided to sell everything, if I had to start over from a clean slate. Of course, I would never sell my plushies. Even though that some of them are worth a good chunk of change, but it'd certainly be interesting to know just to know the dollar amount. Well, I hope everyone remembers to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope everyone also enjoyed this week's video too. Please stay tuned for next week. See you!